Good morning, you guys.
Hi, girlies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Jenny. Hi, Carol.
Hey guys, what is the number to be on mute?
On your phone, Deb, I'll just.
Hi.
Hi, Carol. How about if I mute you from this end, Deb? Because I don't really know.
Or you can
Okay,
just put
that'd be
mute
great.
on your phone.
Yep.
Or if you're on your cell phone, you can push your own mute button on your cell phone.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You want to
Thank
do?
you.
You want to do that, and then that way you'll be able to control when you want to talk.
Sure.
Okay. Great.
Sure. I'll do that.
Okay. Anybody have anything exciting happening this morning? No? Everybody's just glad it's Friday and it's mid-January?
I need to get out of my house.
You need to get out, Erin?
Yes.
Yes.
Between sick kids and late starts, and we have not had a normal schedule since before Christmas. And now everybody's sick, and kids are like going to the hospital with the flu. So you feel bad taking them somewhere. I need to escape.
Yeah. Well, hopefully some normalcy will come soon.
Yes. Hopefully next week is a
Right. Fresh start for you.
school every day but Monday.
Yeah. Good morning, Shellen, and good morning, Karen. Look, there's Karen back. I don't know where you went, Karen.
Hi, this is Dorothy.
Hi, Dorothy. I'll get your name on there.
Thank you. Great job last night.
Thanks.
Yeah, great job.
It's almost spooky, you guys, when like even this morning as the comments are still coming in. But the spooky part is how many views it says my video has. I'm still trying to absorb that and decide if I like it or if it's creeping me out.
Like it.
It's a little bit of both.
It is, Shellen. I mean, I'm not good at this. I'm trying to get better, and I at least felt very organized last night, and I had a plan and a strategy, and that's been really fun. And I was hopeful that a lot of my personal team would watch. They have. I've gotten a lot of messages, but it's just an eye-opening experience. So I don't know. My brain is really trying to absorb that whole thing. So
I love the idea of having your name there and encouraging people to share. That's genius.
I actually took that from Marna Ross. I had chatted with her because she had done a very similar video, and I had chatted with her about it, and she said that actually came from a customer's idea last fall when she really started doing these. She said for her, because people didn't know how to spell Marna. Well, the same thing as me. I have an E on Ann, so it's just a little different. So it was just a little strategy. But okay, so who else is our 712539 number?
Lynn.
Hey, Lynn. Good morning. I want to get your name on you. I thought it was you. So
Okay.
I will know. Okay, you guys, I show it's a couple minutes after 9:30, so let's get started. Um, First of all, I just want to give a shout out to all of you for finishing 2017 strong. It was really nice to see people still working in December. It was really nice to see those who were close to earning trips push and make it, and even change levels between trip 1 and trip 2. So that was super exciting. And the percentage, I only looked at the overview quick from home office, but it looks like our percentage of people earning level 1 in free-for-all in December was up also. So that's pretty exciting. So, so far, January is trending behind. That the incentive for the popcorn bowl was not as much of a mover as last year's early show incentive. So I think that's an interesting thing to watch. And also recruiting, though, is trending up with the rebate offer. So that's just kind of where we are today. But it's what, the 12th today. And last year's numbers were through the 14th. And I do think we have a lot of shows happening today, tomorrow, and Sunday. So we should see some differences from that, too. So that's really exciting. But I guess before we start and talk about everything that's going on in January and what there is to offer and how we're going to impact our spring launches, I just want to open it up to you guys and share anything that's exciting going on in your personal business or with a team member, or, sorry about that, or I never know how to make that quiet either. Or if you have something yourself that you're working on that you wanted to share, whether it's a goal or anything along that line. So if anybody wants to share anything from there to start, that would be great. I know you guys are working, so I can be quiet a long time.
I'll share. I'm super fired up about the double trip points for qualifying recruits in January. And I'm selling it both to potential recruits and to my team about kind of the opportunity for both us and the new team members to double dip. So the idea of them being able to get the double free products as well as the 50% kit rebate. And 2 out of the 3 people who have joined my team this month have chosen that smallest kit because they realize they're going to get that double free product on their opening party, and those 2 products they wanted out of the next level kit, they can use their free product kit. So it's turning into a really no risk, inexpensive thing to try, and having that opportunity to double dip, and then obviously for us getting that double 6,000 points is pretty huge.
And Erin, one of the comments that I picked up yesterday from somebody in conjunction with that is it's really actually a triple deal for new team members, because to get the rebate, it's $12.50 in their first 30 days. But if they do 1,000 of that in January, they get the free-for-all level 2.
Yeah, yep. And I need to bring that up too. That's a good addition.
Yep.
Rolling.
So that is something to really make sure you talk about as you're reaching out to team members. You can't wait until your spring launch on January 29th to talk about those.
I was going to mention too, Anne and the rest of you, I've gotten 2 past consultants that were in a few years ago. They left, and they're contacting me to come and join.
I do think it's a prime time, Carol, to reach out to past team members. Absolutely. So
Definitely.
that's great. Great. Yes. Thanks for sharing that.
All of the rest of you love of customer service, not anything for your business. When you get those email in December that had different pieces of cookware, professional, some executive, he needed replay office, we couldn't find. she realized there was another consultant. So 2 consultants and 4 phone calls finally taken care of. And while I was on the phone, I said, if you have interest in hosting again products, I said it's double free. She, I was going to follow up with her after and she sent me an email. She's like, I want to do a show on January 10th if you're available. So I went and did a show. Her guest that she needed to have resolved, and I was easy to work with, and I helped her. By the end of the evening, thinking about joining. When I was grumbling in December about Hannah's customer care call, it's totally made me realize that, yeah, my job, no matter if I sold the stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome, Lori. Taking the business full circle, making sure that you are handling the customer service end truly does come back tenfold. So that's really fun. Who else has a comment or thought or?
So my beginning of the year seemed really slow. And of course it is, because everyone is still in holiday mode. And I just hate those first couple of days of today's sales report when everything's on 0. And then I finally, one of my parties got an order and it was $15. And I was like, yes, I'm on my way to Hawaii. And but still my team, the numbers were just like not there. And I just hate, because the last of the last month is always, all the numbers are filled and it's big and it's lovely. And then on the 10th, of course, one after another, shows were closed, and suddenly it felt okay again. And I was like, all right, I still have a team over there. So it's nothing gigantic, but I just feel like I'm back in business after that long break. And my team is back, That's
awesome, Karen. And I got to tell you guys, that feeling never goes away year after year after year. From January 1 till 10th or 12th or 15th, you just feel like, what in the world is going on? And sometimes it's until you personally do your first live show, or until you have a team member that reaches out and is working. I mean, it's all different, but that feeling doesn't ever go away. It just, you kind of get used to it and believe in the system, so it'll work out. So it's so true.
And no other month is like that. All the other months, there's always bleed over from the last month. And the way I do my virtual parties, are set every single week, there's always a party to close, always. Doesn't matter if it's the first or whatever. So this is weird, always at the beginning. It just lasted a lot longer.
This is Jeannie. I have to smile and kind of giggle a little bit as I remember that Karen once said, "Hi, my name's Karen Hemis and I'm addicted to the sales report."
Yeah.
I am too.
That's awesome.
I was just going to mention, I listened to the leadership conference call from yesterday. I listened to it today, and I'm really excited. The cookware, the different changes, the mobile app, we're going to be able to update all that. Very excited.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to talk about that here shortly so that we can maximize spring launch. But Amanda Jo, I think you acted like you were going to share something. So
I did. I'm really excited. I've spent the last 2 weeks reaching out to my team members to decide or find out what they want this year. And a lot of them want a lot more. And I've been reaching through the lines and not just kind of ignoring that, and setting up coaching calls and game plans and asking them what they want me to say if for some reason that goal didn't happen. So I feel really confident about the direction of our team and where they're going this year. So that's fun. And Hawaii is super motivating, you guys.
Yeah, very much so.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Great job, Amanda Jo. I do think this is the critical time. If you haven't spent some time reaching out to every personal team member, this is the time to do that for sure. Anyone else have a comment or a share or something they want to bring to the group? Okay, then let's switch gears. And let's talk about everything that's going on in January. And let's talk about how you can maximize your spring launch in whatever mode you're delivering it. I just made a list of things that we knew before yesterday's nationwide leader call. So we already knew that our hosts had double rewards and a bonus if they did their party early. We already knew that everybody could earn a free-for-all level. We already knew that there was a kit rebate for a new consultant. We already knew that you as the recruiter can get double recruit points. And with Erin sharing, we just talked about that you already knew the triple benefits to that for the new consultant. And we already knew that January 29th is going to be spring launch. So those are the things we already knew. So now let's talk about yesterday's nationwide call. And Carol kind of started it, but let's make a list of now what else you know from that call yesterday that's going to impact your teams. And then we'll come back around with our list and we'll talk exactly about using that information because it's confidential. Some of it's confidential until Tuesday when some of it will be in STIR. Some of the other, I think, is almost confidential till spring launch, if I'm not correct. So let's make our list first, and then let's come back around and see how we as the leaders can be proactive with this. So Carol mentioned new cookware, and she also mentioned the change to the mobile,
Right.
app or mobile device.
Right.
Okay. What else is new?
The part where they're taking the kits out of the magazine and only showing one of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is Jeannie, the brand new virtual party pack.
Okay. And Jeannie, how do you get access to all that new virtual stuff?
You have to complete the experience training.
Yep.
That is certainly a first with home office, saying that you've got to do a training before you can have access to something. So obviously they're trying something new. What else was new from that call?
That Doris has a statement in there about celebrating her 37th year, and then the consultant stories. So they're trying to make it more real.
Yeah. So basically, it's that back page.
Right. The back page.
Your, the consultant testimonial and Doris's statement, and using that, right? And in your spring launch package, you're going to get catalogs to be able to give to everybody at spring launch. So you're going to want to kind of know what you're going to say about that and how you're going to use it so that you can teach them how to use that. Because I do think that will be very impactful for sure. What else was new?
The cookware open stock.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the opportunity to get a whole 6-piece set as a half-priced option.
And what about the open stock, Shellen?
What about the open?
Yeah, what to you is new about that?
That it's all going to be open stock.
Okay, yeah. I think that's an important tip because there are some open stock pieces now, and we don't want any confusion about how they will be moving forward with that.
May I ask a question?
Sure, we might not know the answer.
Okay, so the cookware, we know that it's all going to be dishwasher safe. So are we going to have a nonstick line and a stainless line?
That is not my understanding from what they have shared. And with the grow pan discussion, I don't think so, Jeannie, but I am not 100% on where they landed. I saw the big pool, the big pot, but I don't think we will see all of that. I don't think. And B, there was an option to have a mixture, but I'm not sure that that's what rose to the top.
And then my next clarifying question is, I believe they said at the beginning of the call that the all-purpose pot was going to stay in our line. And then towards the end of the call, I thought they said it was not. So I just need to clarify that.
I heard the same thing, Jeannie. I didn't quite understand it either.
My understanding, and again, I could have lots of surprises on the 24th or 5th whenever we get this to watch. My understanding is that the all-purpose pot will be retiring. And so to me, that's a favorite piece. So that's really a selling tool for January and February, once that is public. So the last couple of days of January and February. But that the double burner griddle and double burner grill pan are staying.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay.
I thought it was also great that they shared with us to encourage us to earn levels more, because at level 1, they're going to get the cookware tools, and they're going to earn actually, which is really awesome.
Right. So that is something we know now. They shared on the call that level 1 is all the tools for this new cookware. Level 2 is a piece, which sounds like it must be a very popular piece of the new cookware. So I think helping keep track of your sales for your team and maybe putting some teasers out there as people earn level 1, putting some teasers out there about on your team page, like how many dollars away they're from level 2. And by the way, level 1 doesn't work if you don't get level 2. You know, it doesn't work as well in your business. Something like that, I think, could be very proactive. And I think, I don't know, I guess I should ask all of you guys, but I think you could use that information now and not have to wait on that, because you're not sharing anything about what it is, but you're sharing that it coordinates. And I think after Tuesday's stir, there will be a lot of assumptions made anyway when they see the drop list. Okay.
They also talked about, for people who are joining, getting the new piece of double burner grill pan that comes in the large kit, that I think they said it was January 26th, and after they will get the new piece of cookware, if I'm correct.
Yes, but it's not the double burner grill pan, isn't it?
The single, sorry.
Okay. I'm like, I'm thinking that through, Shelley. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I was thinking through the date more, because I was thinking I was looking at my calendar when they said it, and I didn't write it down, and then I was like, January? So yeah, it is January.
Yeah, and I liked the reason that they explained to us is you could submit an agreement on the 26th, 27th, or 28th. The first it could ship is the 29th. So they will not have it in their hands prior to spring launch.
Right.
But they could get it the next day.
Yes.
And then it would be a new piece. So that's
exciting.
for sure. So anything else new?
I liked that they were able to share that the new cookware is still going to be lifetime guaranteed.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty huge. And you all probably know this, but I'm with Lori, that I spent an hour last night trying to help someone get a piece of cookware replaced, and it was a professional piece. And she is, I mean, this cookware is at least 10 years old, and she is having to pay like $16 plus shipping it back to get this 10-inch skillet replaced. And the new one will have the lifetime guarantee. That just blew my mind that they're able to do that and how inexpensive it is. And she's like really excited.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything else new you learned?
I want to ask if anybody has a recruit that they're thinking about bringing in, and you're thinking that you want to wait to order their kit till the 26th.
This is Lynn, and that's my question, because I have one that's going to sign next week.
Me too.
What do you guys suggest?
I think that is so
I would
hard
still let them
because people lose momentum and excitement. You don't want
Yeah.
that to happen. And
That's what I want to say.
Yeah.
they're going to get Pampered Chef dollars. I mean, there's so much more to getting started sooner than to waiting.
They
I
could still
agree.
earn. They could still earn some of these free products too if they start now.
Yeah, if they wait till the 26th, they won't get them.
They're
They could still-
excited. Yeah, they're excited now. You might as well go for it. I've got a couple of them that are looking for next week also.
The other thing to maybe keep in mind, Karen and Lynn, is the grill pan is only affected in the most expensive kit. And so far in January, the cheapest kit is the most popular.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I just wanted to bring up the elephant in the room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's a great elephant because it's a win-win on both sides. And if your new team member is going to buy the $249 kit, then you could have a list ready and lay out their two options. But if they wait till the 26th, they're going to lose their entire chance to do free for all.
Right. Right.
So I think if it's one of the other two kits, I don't think it would even be a conversation. I don't want them to lose any momentum.
Right.
And
Okay, sounds great.
it's such a great host that it may people their time to get bookings on their calendar this month. You're not real familiar with the rock. The double free is.
Mm-hmm. Yep, the double free is always easy to sell. That's true, Lori. Yep. Hi, Cindy. We're glad to see you sneak in. Okay, so any other questions about it before we go to strategy as leaders with all of this that we know now? Or any other things that you thought was new from the call?
I just have to point out that I love how they said for the level 1, beautiful new tools. Like it really enticed me to want those.
Yep, very exciting for sure.
A little thing, but the fact that no pantry items are going away, because I know some of us are, like the chili lime rub. I bought like 20 bottles when they discontinued it. So that's nice to know.
Yes, it is. That was nice to know. Okay, so let's keep going because I want to have plenty of time for this. But so I think for the sake of being leaders, there's two things in play here. One, how are we going to react and lead after the stir comes out on Tuesday, that we know the stir contains the drop list, okay? And then two, what are we going to do to maximize spring launch and all the excitement? So if you guys are okay with it, let's talk about being proactive with the drop list first, and what kind of words we should be using with our team, what kind of moving business forward we should be using with our team. So let's talk all about the drop list, because I think that's the main thing and maybe the only thing off of our list that's going to be announced ahead of spring launch. So that is coming out Tuesday in Stir, and it is going to be very obvious that we are changing cookware. So what do we as leaders do about that to our team, or for our team, not to our team, for our team?
I think we handle it just like we did the knives. The Pampered Chef is moving forward into being the top cutting edge company in the world. And in order to do that, we need to update our lines. And so obviously we're going to be updating and getting even better, bigger and better cookware.
Right? Very proactive approach. And I love it, Cindy. And now it comes out electronically on Tuesday. So what are some ideas about A, getting our consultants to go look at that, and B, quickly taking action? Are you thinking about individual calls? Are you thinking about going Facebook Live on your team page? What are you thinking about? Those are powerful words. We are staying on the cutting edge. It's been 10 years since we've revamped cookware.
My thought was to ask on the team page if they've seen the drop list yet. It's pretty exciting. What are their thoughts about what's leaving the catalog, so that they can voice their concerns on the page Because what I've found is if you tamper those down, sometimes then they go talk to somebody else about it. So letting them get some of their concerns out and then working with word choices to change that thought that they had. And then I'm going to do a all team call from post calls to use these like staying on the cutting edge. We haven't changed it for 10 years. Isn't this exciting? I can't wait till spring launch to show you the new stuff.
I think you could kind of use it as a tease too. You know, how many of our team members never even click on the STIR email?
Right.
You know, just putting on the team page, hey, make sure you check your STIR. I know we're all excited for the new products and there's something cool you're going to want to check out or something. And then I love that idea, Becky, of just having and it may turn into a complaint show, but it's better that you have that on your team page than who knows where else, you know?
Kind of piggybacking on that, I really like when STIR comes out and there's exciting news on it, I like to really just post a really great graphic and say, I'm so excited for today's STIR. What did you guys see or read that excited you? So I don't give them any hints or anything about what's in it. And then they go through in the comments and it leads to natural excitement.
So, Shellen, do you already have some great graphics picked out?
I can look and see and share.
Yeah, post a couple on the director page. We'd all love that.
Good idea.
Very true. Again, you were being proactive, like leading them to STIR so they have to go read it.
Right.
And your excitement. So maybe if their first mental thought was, what? We're leaving cookware? But Shellen's excited about this. I better figure this out.
Mm-hmm.
Shellen's team has to be used to excitement though, because every time she's on, she's always so bubbly and excited that
I know. I know. And I'm thrilled you're on because we've really missed you on.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Lori.
What about also using the news to help them with sales in the next 5, 6, I guess it's about 6.5 weeks from when they find out?
I think the home office emphasizing, the double burners, griddle, grill pan, they aren't going away, the all-purpose pot. I just say business as usual and then focus on the rock crocks or other top selling items in their sales.
And Cindy, you popped on late. The all-purpose pot is retiring?
No.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is?
It is.
Yeah.
They misspoke on the beginning of the call, and then they got it corrected by the end of the call. The double burners are staying, but the all-purpose is leaving.
Okay.
So I think a big opportunity is that there's a lot of sales to be made on cookware because a lot of people love their stainless or executive cookware, and they want to either complete a collection or add another open stock piece. So I think this is a great opportunity to reach out to teach your teams how to run their personal sales business or personal business reports to see who's bought cookware. Because a lot of times hosts did not buy both sets on the half price deal in the back of the catalog. They bought one of the sets at half price. So they might want to throw together a quick $200 plus show virtually or catalog to get the other set at half price.
That's a good idea.
I don't know the details on price points, but I can almost guarantee you this cookware will be even more expensive. Just having read some of the surveys that they've done on price pointing other cookware that other stores are carrying and other companies are carrying. So I'm sure it's not going to be less expensive. So I don't know that you use that as a selling tool because you're going to book a lot of shows for the new cookware, but I think you use it as this is such a great value. It still comes with its lifetime warranty. You have 4 of the pieces. Do you love it? Do you have any questions about it? Do you want to get the others? Even simple, even for your non-competent consultant, they could be sending out an e-customer connection email specific to their people. and telling them, hey, we have big news, last chance. And look, some of these pieces are already on sale. One of my favorites is the all-purpose pot. I love that thing. And it's already on sale. And if they want to get it at half price, fabulous. So I do think there's a lot of cookware sales to happen. And since they're going to find out about it on January 16th, I think that gives us as leaders a 2-week advantage so that they could earn some free-for-all. So they know about it. They should reach out to their cookware customers. They could do some business yet in January. Maybe that would help their free-for-all levels.
Good idea.
How do we overcome the negative Nelly team member that says, I just got some of these and now they're always changing? Anybody have any of those or just me?
Remind them that they're going to be improving. And I love the idea that many people I come in contact with just want maybe one saucepan. They don't want a whole set of anything. So possibly to, you know, let them not get real negative about something like that and keep it positive.
Mm-hmm.
And I think just instilling confidence in where the company's going in general. You know, is there a little video out there that Tracy did at some point that we could share or something like that? Because it's really easy to go down that negative road, and sometimes it's unavoidable, especially when a favorite product is discontinued or something. I said earlier about maybe trying to keep that on our team page so that stuff doesn't go, that they just don't have that negative vibe all the time about something. But you know, that instilling confidence, I think everybody on this call thinks Tracy is like the best person ever, but do our teams understand, you know, where she's leading us and all that? So I don't know, just an idea.
And my thought is, if they just got a piece of the executive, that's amazing. We love that cookware. I love my executive cookware, and so I'm gonna celebrate the fact that they have a great piece of cookware to use in their kitchen. There's nothing negative about that.
And if they end up replacing all of their cookware with the new and they want to use the new because they like it better, then donate what you have to someone else, because my word for the year is gratitude. And that would, I mean, what's going to make you feel better than giving a high quality, good piece of cookware to a organization or a person that's in need? I mean, you know, everybody's got daycare centers, or people have had home fires, or someone that's just, you know, trying to get on their feet. There's always someone that you could give that good quality piece of cookware you have to. You're going to create a friend, probably, you know, a reliable customer. So there's always something that you can do if they're going to end up replacing everything that they currently have.
My thought was to empathize with them and understand, and I equate it to like you have your favorite pair of jeans and the next time you go to buy them, they don't make that style anymore. And then you try on some new ones and you find a pair that you actually like better, and it's just like Pampered Chef. It always amazes me, but it's actually better than the last round of what we had that I just so loved. So, you know, ride the wave, because you're going to probably fall in love with that, just like your new pair of jeans when the old ones aren't available anymore.
That's really great, Becky.
Yeah.
P.S. I have a lot of negative Nellies, Ann. I had to like work with comments that other directors were like, oh my gosh, I saw this comment, you really need to delete that. And then, you know, you hear that, like, what can deleting comments do for team morale if some of them have seen it and you just delete it? Mm-hmm. So I've had to leave them up, and I chose to just go ahead and work with what they were talking about that was so negative on our team page, and it ended in a positive discussion. So I have several as well, Ann. You're not alone.
Well, and they're just out there. But I have written a couple notes. I think we've really maybe gotten a couple great ideas from handling that on our team page, with Shellen's suggestion of planting a really good positive teaser post that doesn't allude to it at all, but asks them what they noticed or saw. And then Erin's comment about deal with what they post. So if they do air it out that somebody's concerned, obviously you could be the positive poster behind it, but it's even more powerful if you're working with a couple team members that you have a very, very positive relationship with, that you could give them a nudge and say, hey, can you comment, put the post out there about what you just commented to me about this. Because then that would help the team members realize, because I think sometimes the negative Nellies, we all have them on our team and we need them on our team, and that's their personality. But I also think sometimes they believe we drink Pampered Chef Kool-Aid and that we don't ever, have something that's maybe a little crazy. I mean, there's always some decisions that I have to kind of mull around and think about. But I do think there's power in getting other people posting, and I think so Shellen and Erin both, those ideas I think carry a lot of merit, and I appreciate sharing them because I think they'll work really nicely together. But then the other side of it that I wrote down on our notes is that we want to make sure we use this as a sales advantage for the 6 weeks left that we have to sell that cookware. And you might need to go Facebook Live and teach them, or go Zoom and record it, but teach them how to run their personal business reports. Because it seems like every month somebody asks me, how do I find my report to find out who bought X? And so you might have to actually show them how to do that so they can see, how much cookware they've sold in the last 5 years they've been in business or whatever. But I do think there's some real sales to be made, because you guys, I love both of our lines of cookware. I have pieces of both in my kitchen upstairs that I use them all the time. And I know there's some other people out there that would prefer to buy this to finish what they have or add to this versus adding in something new. So any last comments on Stir before we switch to spring launch? Okay, so let's switch gears. So January 29th, spring launch. It is not a live video. It is a recorded video that you will have seen in the days before. So it will be up to you as to when you show it, but know that it will be uploaded for everybody in the country at 7 o'clock Central Time to be able to access it on their own. Okay, so if you're incorporating local and long distance, the long distance people, unless you run it through, you upload or download it and run it through your system, they will be able to get it on the website at 7. Okay. So what are spring launch ideas to maximize not just the cookware announcement, but the new catalog that we put on the list, the way they're marketing our business opportunity, the virtual party packs? How are we going to incorporate all that into one successful spring launch that doesn't take 6 hours?
Do we know how long the video is?
An hour. Yeah, they're saying an hour. I have not seen it, but if they're saying that, I bet it's all of that.
Also they're going to have, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go for it, Carol. You're good.
I was just going to say, also during that whole hour, I heard or I read that they're going to have tips, ideas. We're going to have our monthly meeting. We're going to do it here at the house here. So there's going to be more than just the new products. It's just going to help us with other new tips and ideas.
Yep.
And also, Ann, they said something about they were going to be doing Facebook Live on the Director Success page. That I wasn't quite unclear on that.
Jeannie, a lot of home office people are traveling out to teams for spring launches, and so they will be going live from launch events.
So should I have a separate screen up, like playing my video, but my laptop up with Director Success so we can see?
Yeah, if you want to incorporate some of that live, you're going to have to run 2 devices, yes. And the live is starting as early as 5:30 Central Time because of all the different time zones.
Sorry, that may have been a stupid question, but
No,
I just.
it's not at all. I've actually visited with a couple of you that are going to pop in and out on their other device to Facebook Live. They'll have somebody monitoring that device, and so when they see something going live, then they're going to cut to that. Others are going to just go back because, you know, you can rewatch the live video.
What my question about that might be is maybe the live will be talking about stuff we haven't seen on the video yet.
Yep, that's a real concern, Jeannie.
Okay, and the live starts at what time, 5:30?
Yes, Central Time, yep.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Do you know if they are going to give an outline when we get our materials that would have, you know, like before they did it by collections or, you know, in groupings like barbecue, so that we would know we could pause, you know, if we download it and run it on our own and not go with the home offices, that we could stop it in a live team meeting and then look at those products, then restart the video to show the next collection and then stop it, you know, to show. Do you know if they're going to do that again?
I do not know. I'm hoping for that, Cindy, but I have no idea. We did not get a preview of this.
Okay.
I'm thinking we'll watch the video and then tap into the Facebook Live stuff after we've watched the video for the excitement.
I'm actually going to send out actual invites for our meeting with how to register for spring launch, even if they can't come to the local meeting, so that they're part of the drawings and things like that. And ours is going to start at 6 sharp, but anyone can come from 5 to 6 as social hour. And we're going to do a potluck with that because that seems to be part of the fun for them. So.
Those are great ideas.
We're also adding bring your top host, people that you think would be great for Pampered Chefs so that they can be in on the seeing the new launch and the excitement to maybe get some recruits before the end of the month.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's a lot of people running an opportunity event as part of their spring launch.
That's such a good idea.
It's a great event.
Great.
To potential recruits too.
Okay, another question. It's Jeannie. So even though the new cookware is going to be in the ultimate kit, the prices for the kit will still be the same for all 3, correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
Are any of you doing a virtual spring launch?
I am.
Karen, what's your thoughts on it? What have you thought?
It's going to be all virtual because we really want to do it together, and so much of our team is not here. And also, we have a Denver area team meeting, and then 2 weeks later we have a virtual team meeting, and then so that's the 22nd, and then the 29th is spring launch, and then the 5th is our next in-person meeting. And so we talked about the dates and decided as a team that they would prefer to watch the spring launch on their own at home, and then we will follow up with the Zoom call, and we'll do all of the stuff then on the Zoom call where everybody across the country can participate. So that's our plan.
And do you have an outline for your Zoom portion yet, or are you going to wait till?
Not yet. No.
Yes.
I've got other things I'm trying to do before then, but yeah, I will.
Yeah.
At least like 10 minutes before it starts, at least.
Probably after you get your information, I'm guessing, Karen.
Oh, I'm guessing.
Yeah. There's several directors that aren't on Zoom today that is their intent as well. And that has been by far the heaviest vote I've gotten on my poll as well, is that they'll watch it on their own, but then get on our Zoom. And so we've got to really maximize that Zoom opportunity too. So I think it's a little trickier to make it a opportunity event by doing that. But I do think there's lots of interest that way, and you want your teams involved whatever way works for them. So
we just really wanted to be together.
Mm-hmm.
And we have gotten really used to the whole Zoom thing. And so it is a way for us to feel like we're together for this exciting event.
Yep, absolutely.
But mine are doing that too, wanting to watch it on their own and then they'll Zoom with us. But like with Karen too, why not do the opportunity event then when you open the Zoom?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and get everybody's reactions to, you know, they're going to be excited after seeing the new announcements and products and, I mean, fuel off of that into a little opportunity event, bookings and opportunity.
I also, because I want to maximize the whole rewards thing, I'm thinking that some of the new products out of the collection will go to the people that signed to that night, depending on what they are.
Mm-hmm. As their signing bonus gift for signing that night. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Good idea.
Great idea. I've talked to a couple of you about this, and this kind of connects with new products and spring launch, and lots of you have done a great job. So you're going to get your director package, and then you've earned some of the levels in free for all again. And it's just all ties into recruiting and things. But if you're doing some virtual opportunity events on a regular basis, and Amanda, Joe, and I talked about this, wanting to get your team members to join and add more people, sometimes that's a real struggle. They're not putting their people in there. And you could use some of your duplicate products as giveaways for them joining the virtual event and adding team members. And that would be a new incentive possibility for this season's virtual opportunity events too, if you're not seeing the participation that you want.
So I have a group for my virtual opportunity event as opposed to an event.
Mm-hmm.
And so the people stay in it. And I have my team members posting that group in all of their virtual parties as like a recruiting thing, and then adding at least one or two people from each party that they do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys are doing it as groups or events, but it's nice to have it rolling with the same people.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Shell. And I just changed mine to a group, and duh, that's like one of those aha things. So thank you.
And when people obviously inquire on the virtual party or a regular party Facebook side of it, obviously I always post the link to it and tell them to join it, or I ask them if I can add them, and no one's ever said no.
That's great. Any other ideas or strategies that you have for spring launch for taking action once they have left with all this new information, so that they have a great February instead of, treading water until March? So I think that's important.
Rock croc.
Yeah.
That's really going to help with February. I mean, most of us probably use it at our parties, so that's a big seller in my book.
Mm-hmm. The Rock Croc bonus. Lots of consultants, however, don't have a Rock Croc or only have one. How do we get them to fall in love with it, to be confident with it?
I only have one, if you don't count the grill stones. And I use it all the time. So maybe even, I don't know, posting recipe possibilities, or, having a, I don't know, I do a no eating out in January challenge for my family, and I make a Facebook link for it. Sorry, I have a helper. And maybe doing something like that in your team for like a week. Some meal planning and having 3 recipes that are using a rock crock for those of them that have one. Host your own party in January to get one.
Yeah.
One of the things issue a challenge. How many can we sell? How many can our team sell? How many different recipes can our team do with the rock crocks?
One of the things that Julie Gizzy said on the call that really struck me was she said when she was coaching somebody and they didn't feel like they can get bookings, she said, do you understand the host benefits? And I think it's the same thing. You can apply that to the Rock Croc. Do you truly understand what the Rock Croc can do? And maybe do a hashtag Rock Croc on your group page where, you know, each person is going to post something they've cooked in it, or a recipe they want to try, or something exciting that they did with their Rock Croc. It could be as simple as I made chicken for the first time ever, or whatever it may be. But use the hashtag Rock Croc and maybe, you know, at the end of a week or something, draw a prize for a $5 Starbucks or something.
I don't think this has been said, but if they don't have any of the Rock Crocs, I'd certainly be happy to let them borrow one of mine and fall in love with it.
Absolutely. And this came up on a coaching call yesterday, and I have not taken the time to go through all the groups, but they have watched a couple videos, and I think one was Marna Ross's, and it was cooking videos, but they shared that they have a 150 recipe file that they give to anyone that purchases a Rock Croc. So does anybody in this group have that file? Cindy or Shellen, would one of you two post that to the director page?
Mine is pretty old, but I'd be happy to share it.
Is yours current, Cindy, with all the pieces, or yours is old too? Does anybody have one that includes all the Rock Croc pieces?
Like an image or a recipe book?
No, it's like a recipe book. It's like
mine are all separate.
A consultant made recipe book.
Yeah.
Right. I have the separate ones, but not all as one, which I could probably copy and paste. But
well, post what you have, but everybody else be on the lookout for that.
Okay.
Because I think that would go a long ways to building confidence with our teams too. If we had that to give them that they could use, first of all, to fall in love with their Rock Croc better. But B, they could then offer as a service for their customers who are purchasing Rock Crocs and their hosts in February, and they could use it in January as a booking tool. Not only, you know, will you get this incredible bargain, and like I used Marna's idea on the video that I did last night about giving them the sale price comparisons of, you know, a discount at Kohl's or ours for $55. And then we could also give you this whole 150 recipes to fall in love with it with. I think that could carry some great weight. And like I said, I haven't found a current one, but I haven't dug real deep on the posts of other groups yet either. So.
Well, and I also saw, going back to your question about what we can do with our teams, Julie Gizzy posted her YouTube training on Rock Crocs for her team. And I'm sitting here going, why am I not like doing a training live every month on the current host special so I can train my team?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Great idea, Shellen. I'm writing that down.
Well, and to do it on your regular page, like you're selling it, and have your team watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll go on my Y group where I do my virtual opportunity event and do it with the current special on a regular basis, but I've never done it with host specials.
Mm-hmm. That's great. Anybody else have any other thoughts for their launch or exciting idea that they're doing that they want to share? Or okay, anything? We have a couple minutes left. Anything? Anybody? A topic? Any questions? Anything anybody wants to get an opinion on or share?
I would just like to say that it's lovely to have everybody on Zoom today, so that, I mean, I love that you include us in your face-to-face meetings, but this way you guys can all see what it's like to be at home and be part of Ann's meeting. And It's just kind of fun for me.
Absolutely. Okay, so a calendar check. As I grab my book. February 2nd is the next scheduled director meeting, live and Zoom, 9:30 in the morning. And those of you that travel here live obviously know that if we have a blizzard, it will be switched to Zoom. We're not going to stress out over that in the winter. So that is scheduled for the 2nd.
Okay.
Otherwise,
At 9:50 or
9:30, Dorothy.
Good, thank you.
Yep. Otherwise, I don't have anything else on my list today. I'm just excited for Tuesday's announcement to come out, and I'm excited for spring launch to get here. But in the meantime, we have a lot of January business to do. So, yeah.
Definitely.
You guys have a great Friday, everybody.
Thank you. Great meeting.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 I know.